Hello and welcome back to Green Hill Gaming, where I share my passion of video games with the whole wide world. I am back with another Mortal Kombat 1 live stream and I'm almost complete. The towers. I only have 3 more tower endings to do, which are Kung Lao, Liu Kang, and Raiden. So, sit back, relax, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. If I'm actually live, that is. Am I live? I'm live. Okay, so if you just give me a few moments while I share the live stream across social media. Rightio, live stream has been shared. So yeah, I've almost completed Towers, the final part of the campaign, where we see the extension of the story mode. All of these fighters have their own personalized endings. All of these fighters have a story. All these fighters have a story that is told from their perspective, is connected to story mode. And that's enough yip yap. Let's get stuck in. So I'm going to start off with Kung Lao.
Looking good.
I'm going to go with Mortal because I want to rank up Mortal. And first up we have Melina. Empress Melina. Mad. Quick refresh on combos. Okay, I'm happy enough with square, triangle, square. Go. Ouch, indeed, Johnny.
Take 2. Action.
Indeed. Fatality time. I'll be honest, I'm a little short on time, so I'll try to squeeze in these last few tower endings as quickly as possible, so I mightn't be showing that many fatalities. Smoke. Hey, smoke. You gotta smoke. Terrible joke, I know.
Take 1. Action. bragging if it's true. Take 2. Action.
Exactly, Comino. You gotta show it. So far, these tower endings have been really, really good. Especially Smoke's tower ending, where we see the introduction to the new era version of Hanzo Hasashi, because we know the Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 1's new era isn't actually Hanzo Hasashi, but Kai Liang, which in former versions of Mortal Kombat, pre-new era, is Sub-Zero's younger brother, which is what Scorpion is in this new era. But yeah, Hanzo Hasashi, the actual Hanzo Hasashi, shown in Smoke's ending. Let me get a fatal blow going here. Thankfully. The return of the Dragon King in Reiko's ending. The establishment of the new Shiryu in Scorpion's ending. The formation of the Order of Light in a completely different way in Ashara's ending. She goes from like Netherrealm demon to like to Earthrealm like founder of the Order of Light. So and Kenshi's ending where we see Jackson Briggs, right, teaming up with Kenshi to not only tackle the Yakuza and free Kenshi, free Kenshi's clan from the Yakuza, but kind of stopping outworld threats by forming the FOI, the Federal Outworld Investigators, I think that's what it's called. So yeah, these endings have been really, really cool so far. I'm going to show all these endings, right, in one live stream soon. So stay tuned for that one. And what's really good about Towers, right, is again how it's an extension to the main story mode. Basically, every Tower ending continues the story that was set up for these characters, for these fighters, in story mode. Again, in the interest of time, I'm just going to quickly and swiftly move on. 25 seasonal credits. I'm kind of short on time here, so that's why I'm kind of progressing through this as quickly as possible. And you know what? The character endings in Mortal Kombat, Tower endings in Mortal Kombat 1, right, compared to other versions, is they're very, I think they're more connected to the story mode, right? Than past Mortal Kombat games. Like, you don't go in a crazy. Oh god. I hate fighters that just do this. Last second, like, they pull off that bloody fatal blows. But in past Mortal Kombat games, Tower endings were, some of them were like really wild and out there and kind of unconnected to the actual story itself. So what I like about Towers in NK1 is it really is an extension to the story told in the story mode. Thank you, Johnny.
Not even my best. Final take. Action.
What the heck? No, he doesn't. He's trying to do his world kind of wind move and he wouldn't do it. What the fuck? Sorry, I'm just getting pissed off. Oh, you bitch. Stop it! Okay, I'm gonna calm down now. Oh, Lee May, you are...
Finish it.
Okay. Oh, of course it's gonna be your fatality. Because you know that I'm short on time, Lee May, so of course you're gonna do a fatality to delay my time. Thank you so much for doing that, Lee May. You fucking bitch.
Lee May wins. Take one. Action. This is fun.
It is.
Action. Finisher. Kung Lao wins.
Okay, next up is Luke. Hey.
Take one. Action.
Try to follow up with a combo with it. Ah, look at that. We literally clashed into each other.
I am holding back.
I got a new palette as well from Motaro. Oh, I'm starting to think as well, right? Because, well, I don't know because I haven't mastered any of my cameo, but it seems to be only... Well, no, sorry, I was going to say there seems to be only one skin for your cameo. I think there is. I'll have to look at that another time. But I think there is, right? So I'm guessing that there might be more skins available, either through unlocking or, well, I'd imagine through unlocking, because there's going to be completely new cameos that will be part of the combat pack. I wonder will there be teams? And I also wonder will there be guest cameos? That would be fucking crazy. Like, do you know the way what's his face, Homelander is coming to MK1? Like, will there be like a cameo of like the boys universe, so somebody within that show? Yeah. But with Quan Chi anyway, all I can think of with Quan Chi is Shinnok as a cameo. The fuck? So this is genuinely surprising me. Oh, Jesus. I don't like being timed. Like, I only have so much time in this live stream. Oh, for God's sake. Stop doing that move, yeah. Oh my God. Okay, this one off. Sorry, I'm a little bit stressed because I don't know if I'll be able to fit in these 3 character endings in this live stream, and it's stressing me out. I think if you wait a little moment for your opponent to kind of come down in the middle, and then you can actually, I think you can follow up with a combo. You know what? I'm actually doing good in time, actually, in spite of all the stress. I think this is the first Mortal Kombat game in a very long time where I'm on track on actually completing all tower endings like so quickly. The game has been out like a little over 2 weeks. Actually less than 2 weeks officially. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow. I know I got the early access with the premium edition. But yeah, I'll be on the market 2 weeks tomorrow, standard edition. Yeah, I'm on track of completing every tower ending. That's but apart from that though, what I was going to say is because of that, I'm able to play as quite a lot of fighters in MK1. So when I eventually go online, even though Johnny Cage will be my main, just like Shao Kahn was, but oh god. I didn't really venture outside of shut up. I didn't really venture outside of Shao Kahn. But I feel like if I did decide to move away from Johnny Cage for a little bit in MK1 online, I could easily play as Kung. I could easily play as Sub-Zero, Scorpion, you know, even Havoc. You know, I mean, you're obviously gonna, from time to time, you're gonna forget their moveset. But all you need to do is pop into practice a small, quick look at their moves, jump back in online, and away you go. It's not going to be enough, like, for... Oh, ho, ho. Look at how close that was.
Take
Yeah, exactly.
action.
Yes, okay, I can do it. Okay. Don't even think about it. You fucking cunt! Stop! Oh God! Jesus Christ Almighty! This is actually.
Final take. Action.
I'm rushing, but not. Here on his leg. There we go. Can't you get the hell out of here? Okay.
Kung Lao wins.
Come on.
Take one. Action.
Classic. Oh, fair on his leg. Oh, for God's sake.
Toasted. It's not over yet. Take two. Action.
Yeah, Kung Lao. It ain't over yet.
Winning is everything. Final take.
Not really, but you know. Oh. Okay. Ideally, I shouldn't have actually done a fatal blow and didn't pass a time. I'm rushing because I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze in these final few tower endings into one live stream. I'm hoping I can.
Finish him. Kung Lao wins.
Okay, now we need to concentrate. Do you know what? Time is actually going a lot better than I actually thought it was going to go. I'm almost complete one now in less than 30 minutes. So that's good.
Action.
Really? Get up. Gotcha. Okay, that's one round.
It's not over yet.
Exactly.
Action.
Oh god. Yes, that's perfect. Okay, that is perfect. Right. Okay, so that's one of three final power endings. Kung Lao. It'll be interesting to see now because Kung Lao, you know, he didn't win the Mortal Kombat tournament in the story. He didn't become the champion of Earthrealm. So, you know, let's see what his place is in the continuation of the new era. So again, this is going to be telling the story of MK1 from the perspective of Kung Lao, an extension to the story mode.
It was inevitable that the Shaolin Masters had me join them. They knew just how much future initiates could learn from me. Shujinko was one of my earliest.
Shujinko!
His ability to absorb anyone's powers and skills was amazing. With the right training, he could become our greatest champion. I knew that I alone could give it to him. But as his proficiency grew, so did his ego.
Oh shit.
In love with himself and his power, Shujinko became a threat to the realms.
Oh.
He hadn't learned humility, because I wasn't the one who could teach it. I should have listened to Raiden's warning and not tried to train Shujinko alone. After he was subdued, Shujinko's accumulated abilities and memories were taken from him. He is once again a new initiate, ready to begin his training. This time, Raiden and I train Shujinko together. He will become the champion he is destined to be. And I will fulfill my duties, humbly.
No, that is very interesting there. There's a lot there in that ending. But the fact that Fire God Liu Kang has the capabilities to remove, like, Immortal's memories and, like, start over. Like, Fire God Liu Kang is, okay, that's not what I had planned for you. I'm going to start you over again. That means, what if that happens with Shang Tsung in the next Mortal Kombat game, or Quan Chi, or any of the other villains? That's really interesting. Also, Shujinko is in Kung Lao's tower ending, which is so cool. And he turns evil. That I like. And Mortal Kombat 1, as I pointed out before, is an origin story. Like, the majority of these fighter tower endings, right, tell the origin story to the beloved fighters that we know and love. So we see Kung Lao it actually become like a Shaolin monk now, which is really, really good. So only 2 left, and I've saved the 2. Weirdly enough, I actually saved the last 3, like which are like these are like the main kind of guys in story mode, really, because you start off story mode with Raiden and Kung Lao, and then Fire Guard Liu Kang comes along and kind of like sets them on their destiny. Anyway, enough mumbo jumbo. Raiden, let's go. Let's take 2 more Taro. I think time-wise we're doing very, very good. I completed that tower in less than 30 minutes.
Take 1.
I almost look like Dark Liu Kang here, which is good. Okay, down electric orb. Quick reminder of his combos. Okay, I'm gonna go with triangle, circle, triangle. Or even just... Oh, stop. Okay.
You need more discipline. Take 2. Action.
What the hell? Oh bollocks, I was actually hoping to do. I'll do 1 finisher for each tower, so close, back forward. Ah, bollocks, I messed up in the next thing.
Raiden wins. Take 1. Action.
Bring this on yourself.
Take 2. Action.
So cool to see like returning fighters in these endings. We've seen Jackson Briggs, Shujinko, Dragon King, Hanzo Hasashi.
Finisher.
Man, it's crazy. Back forward, back forward. I was pressing circle earlier. I always loved Raiden's fatalities.
Raiden wins.
I think it might have been that Raiden... I think my first fatality was a Raiden fatality. And it was back in the day where you didn't really have access to fatalities. You didn't have access to, yeah, you had access to the move sets, I think, in it. Do you know what? I actually can't remember. Were fatalities listed in the manual, the game manual? I actually don't know. But I don't remember having a manual for Mortal Kombat. What's that about? Actually, what is that about? Oh, I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it's about. I'd say, if I had to guess, because I was only a little kid back then, like on Sega Master System, Sega Mega Drive, probably my parents just thought, well, he doesn't need the box anymore, he doesn't need the manual anymore, you know, all he needs is the game. It's a bit like if you buy a toy, you throw away the box. That's probably the way my parents thought of it. You know, that's what I'm guessing anyway, because I don't, well no, I do probably, I did have the box. I don't know. That could have actually been a brutality, actually, as well.
Raiden wins.
Kenji.
Take one. Action.
So yeah, only 2 more tower endings left in Towers, the final part of campaign, including Raiden's Tower, who I'm playing as right now. So yeah, I've almost complete Towers, and I've loved it so far. The character endings have just been mind-blowing. I mean, the previous Tower ending there that I completed, Kung Lao, seeing Shujinko and him turning evil, and Fire God Liu Kang, like this is something that like only MK geeks like myself know would take notice of and really be intrigued. He did something to Shujinko that has me really, really intrigued, right? Because Shujinko turned evil, Fire God Liu Kang intervened and basically did like a Men in Black job, wiped him of his memories, and he's now good. Now, what does that entail for the future of this new era? Like, so, what if Fire God Liu Kang approaches... No, this is kind of confusing because I was going to say, what if Fire God Liu Kang approaches Quan Chi and Shang Tsung and says, look, you know, I want to wipe your memory. You're not going to conspire against the realms this time around. And we see a good Quan Chi. We see a good Shang Tsung. But that kind of contradicts then the tower endings for both Shang Tsung and Quan Chi. Oh, well, we don't know about Quan Chi because he hasn't been added to the game yet, but... Well, it's interesting, really, because Shang Tsung's ending doesn't really confirm that he's, like, gonna, like, annihilate anyone or annihilate the realms. He just escapes prison and finds the Well of Souls. Now, the Well of Souls will give Shang Tsung unlimited supply of souls, therefore granting him immortality. But that's a very interesting ability now, the Fire God Liu Kang. It's been confirmed he has. So I'm very intrigued there. But yeah, the endings have been amazing. I mean, Hanzo Hoshaki appearing in Smoke's ending blew my fucking mind, to be honest with you. These are top-notch endings. Probably some of the best character endings of the entire series. And how it's intertwined, how it's directly... It's a direct... extension to the story mode. I'm button bashing while talking, again. Doesn't really matter if I can rise through that tower as quickly as possible. I'm okay with that. But yeah, in total, like so far, this campaign has been amazing. And you know, when I complete towers, right? So I've completed the story mode, and I'll be completing towers. That's not the end of the campaign, because Invasions, which is in the middle, which also directly connects to the story mode, and it also connects to towers as well, right? Because Scorpion, who was the boss of Season 1 of Invasions, it references Scorpion's like wife, right? Which is also referenced in Scorpion's ending. So, oh my god. And it changes, because it changes, crap, because it changes, oh, don't hit me, he hit me. Because Invasions changes every 6 weeks, like it's an ongoing mode, and it will never end. Well, as long as Netherlands will support MK1, it will never end. So campaign will be an ongoing mode. And with the introduction to new DLC fighters, right, we'll have more tower endings. So it's going to be a never-ending campaign, really, which I really love. So much single-player content. And single-player is very important to Ed Boon, and he's actually spoken about that recently. It's very important. Story and single-player content is very, very important. And ironically though, you need to be connected to the internet to play through most of the modes. Oh. I think I can do a brutality actually with that. I'm not doing fatalities or brutalities that much because I'm conscious of time. Even though I'm doing very good with time, you know, I just don't want to run into a really tough opponent that takes like fucking 30 minutes to defeat, like, and I won't have enough time. But no, so far no, it's actually going pretty good actually. Raiden is kicking ass right now.
Take 1. Action.
You know what would be absolutely crazy? A mode where you can switch the sound effects to the classic MK sound effects. Maybe even the soundtrack as well. I just thought about there when I did a Raiden's teleport. Bring back the days of like where Raiden does these teleports and it's like Dragon. And go down. There's actually videos on YouTube of like people trying to translate what fighters are saying in classic Mortal Kombat games, right? And it's hilarious. You should watch it. Even if you're not a fan of Mortal Kombat, you get a good laugh. And Toasty, well, even though Toasty does actually play a part, when you do Johnny Cage's second fatality, you hear Toasty. Off with your head. Yeah, I like the calmness of Raiden after decapitating someone. There was no other way. It reminds me of an episode in an Irish crime drama called Love Hate, where one of the characters is basically like killing this big like gangster guy, and he's like, "Hey, I know, I'm just putting him out of his misery." Darren. How could I forget my Darren's name? Oh god, what the... Oh, nearly died right into that fatal blow. But it's all good though. Fire W, you are, as always, very welcome to Green Hill Gaming. Welcome to another Mortal Kombat 1 live stream where I only have 2 more tower endings to complete, including Raiden. So when I finish this, I only have 1 more tower ending left. How are you doing, my good friend? Has the new season... Oh, no, that won't drop until another 30 days, I think. 30-something days. That's a good way off. You got more than a month left yet before you can have to worry about season 2. But not worry. I mean, just in case you were like didn't have anything complete or you were looking to get all of the gear and skins and stuff like that. Yeah, there's still about 30 odd days left in season 2. I wonder who's going to be the boss next. I bet you it's been leaks or something. I'm staying away from leaks and all that kind of stuff because I'm very proud of myself that I didn't look too much into MK1 before launch. So I got a really fresh experience as a result. And I'm so happy because of that, you know. But I wonder who the next boss will be though. Maybe it'll be Sub-Zero, like, because I mean start off with ice, finish with or start off with fire, finish with ice. Oh, then I have some time. Yeah, exactly. You have plenty of time left. I'm hoping I can get a PS5 this month. Oh, you don't have it yet? Oh, I thought you actually had the game. My apologies. Yeah, you have plenty of time. I'm doing good. No problem at all. Glad you're doing good. And I'm doing quite well now. Thank you very much for asking. Thank you. I'm hyped to be almost complete with towers. And time is going very well right now. I can't believe. I didn't think I'd have enough time to fit in these remaining 3 tower endings.
Take 1. Action.
You know, Shang Tsung's laboratory looks a little bit like Shinnok's temple. Shinnok's sanctuary? I forget what it's called. Shinnok's cathedral, yeah. Oh god, no. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. You trolled me? How dare you? You bootleg version of Raiden. No. Oh, don't you dare. What? I'm annoyed by that. I'm deeply annoyed by that. Yeah, we shall go again. I don't know what happened there, but I'm annoyed. God almighty! Sweet chin music to the bootleg Raiden.
Final take. Action.
Damn it! What? I hate this guy so much right now.
Raiden wins.
Hey, white eyes. Bring it on. That was terrible, I know.
Take 1. Action.
God. Stop doing... What? Just a second. Oh, this guy's picking me off. An honor? I'll give you an honor when I kick your fucking teeth on your throat, you bastard. Sorry. Okay, seriously. I was robbed in the first fucking attempt at Raiden. I was robbed. I should call the police. Because I was seriously robbed. What the fuck? Yeah, where's your Mortaro now? Here's my Mortaro, and he won't keep your ass.
I don't want to hurt you.
Final take. Action.
Please. This guy's on steroids right now. Goodbye, Raiden, and goodbye, Raiden's head.
Brutality. Raiden wins.
To be honest, I think the combo scaling in this game is kind of too high. How do you mean? Sorry, I'm dumb as fuck. What do you mean by scaling?
Take one. Action.
No, scaling means like going from the top to the bottom. I'm sorry, I'm just dumb right now. I'm sorry. Like long combos have too much damage fall off. You mean that they'll deal too much damage? Yeah, I'm not really a fan of combos, to be honest. I did learn to do some basic combos this time round compared to MK11. But it's just nothing more infuriating than going online to have a healthy bit of competition, just a bit of fun. And this guy is like Stephen fucking Hawking, remembering fucking 30 hit combos in his head like a fucking supercomputer. And I'm like sitting there, like saying, what the fuck was that? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Gotcha. Oh, look at my health that was so close. No, to little. No to little. Like if you put an X-ray in a combo, the X-ray does that. Oh, you mean it does no damage? Oh, so you're saying it doesn't do anything? Well, that's good for me anyway, to be honest. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. Because I mean, I had my ass kicked left, right and centre and into 11 because of combo heads. I call them combo heads. It's people who just only do combos and nothing but combos. It's non-stop combos. And like, it's not even like they need to have any like serious, like technical, you know, gaming skills. All they need to do is be a Stephen Hawking brain and just remember inputs, like non-stop inputs. And that's all they're doing. I mean, fair juice to their intelligence, but as far as their gaming skills is concerned, not so much. Goodbye, Deadly Alliance. Okay, so here we're going to see Raiden Tower ending. This is his personalized ending. We're going to see the story of MK1 kind of from his perspective. What I mean by that is, like, we're going to see basically what happens Raiden at the end of MK1. I'm actually quite interested because this is a completely different type of Raiden. He starts off as a farmer, for God's sake, then he becomes a champion of Earthrealm. He's no longer a god. He only got the fire, lightning abilities because of the fire god, elder gods getting the medallion.
Yeah. Were it not for my godly counterpart, I would not have survived the battle against Titan Shang Tsung.
Oh.
Meeting him, though, raised questions. Why did I replace him in this new era? Why was I made mortal?
Ooh.
Lord Liu Kang told me of his Raiden's nobility and righteousness, about his steadfast leadership in the defense of Earthrealm. He also told me about Raiden's dark side, how he could be consumed by rage,
this is good.
Cast aside the rules he otherwise lived by. Making me mortal and incapable of such anger was to keep me from following in his footsteps. Though I understood the reasons why, I felt I had been done a disservice. To survive the coming battles, I may need the edge that only great rage can bring. As the Shaolin couldn't aid me, I sought out someone who could. Someone to stoke the fire within me and teach me to master it. For this, I could have no better teacher than the Shirai Ryu's Grand Master.
Whoa, that's good. I like that ending. Only one more ending to go, by the way. Only one more Tower ending to go. I'm going to analyze that ending in just a few moments. Let me read the rest of the comments. Some characters have good combos, but like Sub-Zero has like cool combos, but like 30%. Ah, okay. Well, combos can kiss my... I'm sorry. Chad Middleton, my good friend, hello to you. How are you doing? How is your day going? Welcome, as always, to Green Hill Gaming. Welcome to another Mortal Kombat 1 live stream, where I only have one more tower left to do. And it is Fire God Liu Kang. Raiden's ending, I like that. So Raiden, at the end of the MK1 story, as I keep mentioning, and Nicole, how are you doing, my good friend? You're also very, very welcome to Green Hill Gaming, as always. How's your day going? How's everyone's day going? You've been running through MK. I've been running through MK like the Flash. Just woke up again. Hello, Chad. Good morning, Chad. I'm on a 7-hour bus trip. That's a long bus trip. Well, let me tell you, you're going to have a good bus trip because you're going to witness the final ending in Tower mode. So Raiden, I keep saying that towers are an extension to the story mode, and that every fighter ending in Towers is directly continued from the story mode. So what happens next? So basically, you play a 2-story mode. Towers is like, what happens next with Raiden? What happens next with Fire God Liu Kang? Basically. So we see what happens next with Raiden, right? Raiden, during the end of the story mode, is helped by Raiden from another timeline, where he's basically the god of thunder, protector of Earthrealm. When the Raiden from this era finds that out, he's like, I could have had those abilities. Those abilities could have helped me. And he doesn't seem to be too happy about that. And he wants to feel a certain level of rage. He wants to be fired up. I wonder, will Raiden get somewhat corrupted in the continuation of the new era? That's interesting. These endings have been really, 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 really good. I've been loving them. Edge retired a month ago and went to AEW last night. Didn't I tell you that would happen? Didn't I tell you that would happen, Chad? I remember you telling me that Edge was retiring, and I was like, yeah, right, he'll be in AEW before we know it. Here he is. AEW is pathetic. I don't watch wrestling anymore. I don't care about professional wrestling anymore. It means nothing to me. But when I heard about AEW for the first time, I just said, this is going to be the next TNA. And before you know it, you have Cody Rhodes, which was literally like the guy who was promoting AEW. He's back in WWE. You had Taz was there, Sting was there. All these big names went over to AEW. CM Punk went to AEW. And now we have Edge. So, yeah, I was right. That's just at the final tower. The final tower. And I kept the last. I kept the best for last. Fire God Liu Kang. No, I mean, what's going to happen next for Fire God Liu Kang? He'll probably talk about the thread of other timelines. Maybe he took notice of Havoc appearing at the end of the story. Who knows? I need a reminder of combos. I'm just going to go with square, triangle, square. Or not. I know I know one of his basic combos. I just keep forgetting how to do it. It doesn't seem to be on the move list for some reason, and I just ran right into it. I think it'll blow up. Sting is 64 years of age. Like. I mean, AEW was supposed to be the promotion that was an alternative, right? An actual alternative to WWE, and apparently it was supposed to focus on the young talent. Apparently, like AEW and its supporters were having a go at WWE because, they were putting the spotlight on, the oldies and whatever else. AEW is a joke, man. A joke of a promotion. I don't care. Actually, you know what? I'll end it with that. I don't care. This is about Mortal Kombat. The only wrestling promotion I care about, where the opponents fight to the death in Mortal Kombat. Next up is Baraka. We're doing very good time-wise here, and I wasn't too sure whether I would be able to fit all of this into a live stream, but here we go.
Take one. Action.
Bloody fatal blows. Great. God almighty.
Take two.
That's a bit like me when I rage. Must stay calm. That's good advice, Baraka. Thanks. Maybe I'm effective at Tarkan as well. Who knows? I love how Liu Kang still says that in the new era. Didn't that come from the movie though? The Chosen One. I am the Chosen One. I think I found my combo, I don't know. Goro, go away. Yeah. Triangle, triangle, square in case you wanted. I just like my basic combos. down for that circle. Okay, controller. I'm blaming my controller here. My controller is broke. Now I'm gonna go.
Liu Kang wins.
Liu Kang wins. I'm probably going to make a dedicated live stream to showing all the endings in one go.
Take one. Action.
What is everyone's views about the like the Switch 2, the rumored Switch 2, and all the reports and leaks that's been coming out about it? They all sound really, really interesting. I mean, there's one like leaked report, whatever, doing the rounds about like that like Final Fantasy VII remake was running on Switch 2 hardware with no effort. And it looks and runs the same as the PS5 version. Very, very interesting stuff. And there's a very reliable video game insider. I forget his name, but he's very, very reliable. Apparently he's talking about like Switch or PS5 Pros as well, and apparently he kind of predicted a lot of state of plays and what was going to be in it and stuff like that. But he says that he's actually excited for the tech. Like, he specifically mentions tech. No, like, tech is not something that, like, Nintendo has been known for a very long time. So it's interesting that this reliable gaming insider would refer to tech. And then you've got, like, the reports that came out of Gamescom, which got held in August, from the likes of Eurogamer and VGC, Video Game Chronicles, saying that Nintendo demoed the Switch 2 specs to select developers behind closed doors, and that they had like Epic's The Matrix Awakens Unreal Engine 5 tech demo running on target of the Switch 2 specs, and Breath of the Wild, the Switch launch title, running in 60 frames per second 4K with DLSS. Yeah, apparently Monster Hunter 6 is going to be coming out on it, and according to this gaming insider as well, we're going to expect a lot of like third-party games to be announced with like coming to PS5, Xbox Series X, and Switch 2. So it does look like that the Switch 2 is going to be a pretty beefy piece of hardware indeed. Legit, I hope it doesn't come out like for 2 years, to be honest, even though I am a giant Nintendo fan. Well, like late next year, I would say, because Nintendo still have a few Switch games to release, like the Mario RPG remake, the Peach game, and as well, like, you know, obviously Metroid Prime 4, which will more than likely be a launch title for Switch 2, a bit like Breath of the Wild. I heard Far Cry, apparently Far Cry 7 is coming out for it as well. You know, but there's no rush, I would say. I would say there's no rush for a Switch 2. It's not like Switch sales are like dramatically decreasing. It's not like people aren't buying Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to this day. So I think from a financial perspective, I don't think Nintendo need a Switch 2 anyway, at least. But I'm really intrigued though by what's coming out about it. Like, I mean, nobody has yet come out and said that the Switch 2 is going to be like this underpowered device. Every leak and report that's been coming out on it so far has suggested that this system is going to be pretty damn beefy. And I believe it. I mean, I would believe it. I mean, especially considering that Eurogamer and VGC both collaborated on each other. They collaborated their reports in what they saw. I mean, they saw a system that was running NVIDIA's DLSS technology, which can artificially enhance the resolution and frame rate of a game. And yeah, they saw Epic's Matrix Awakening Unreal Engine 5 tech demos running on it with DLSS and all of that. So And yeah, we got this guy coming out saying Final Fantasy VII Remake is up and running on Switch 2 specs, and it looks like a PS5 game. So yeah, I mean, things are looking pretty good so far. But I would say though, just wait until Nintendo do the announcing. You know, hear it from the horse's mouth before we get too excited, I would say. I know you were joking, but my only controllers that have gotten stick drifts are modern controllers, man. They're a mess. The Switch is the same as well, the Joy-Cons, and I think the Switch 2 is probably only like for the game developers now, but will be talked about. Oh, definitely, it's in the hands of the developers, and Nintendo are going around to developers in secret, showing them what they can do with this hardware. Definitely, that's the stage of development now, I would say. Nintendo filed a patent on new liquid technology for the Joy. Yeah, apparently it's going to fix drift. Apparently, who knows with Nintendo? Like, who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. So, but the interesting position Nintendo is in. The reason I think it's very possible that the Switch 2 could literally be like, could literally have games looking and running the same as PS5 is because of Nvidia. It's because of Nvidia. Nvidia, to my knowledge, don't provide the chips for PlayStation and Xbox because PlayStation and Xbox are not handheld. The Switch is a handheld, so the Switch has very different chipsets, and that's why they work with Nvidia, because Nvidia specialise in handheld/mobile chips. So you can do completely different things with handheld and mobile chips. And they're advancing very quickly over the years. Look at the iPhone 15 Pro. So look how quickly mobile phone technology was able to advance because of chips like Nvidia's chips, mobile chips. So Nintendo is in a different category than PlayStation and Xbox right now when it comes to specs and it comes to like what's inside the gaming system. Terms of hardware, so we shouldn't really be comparing Nintendo to Xbox and PlayStation in terms of specs anymore because of what the kind of chips they're using. Boom, got there with the fatal blow. So yeah, that's what I think. I think Nintendo is in a different kind of league, a different kind of category now when it comes to what they can achieve with chips. And of course Nvidia's DLSS technology, which has been heavily rumoured and heavily reported that it is up and running on Switch 2. And what that does is it artificially enhances the resolution and the frame rate. So yeah, just very interesting stuff. Exciting stuff, really, to be honest. Like they haven't announced or like teased it, so I think the major starting development. Well, I think development is more than likely is progressing well, because at the end of the day, as I mentioned, during Gamescom in August, Eurogamer and VGC both like backed each other up and said what they saw. But then Nintendo were actually demoing Switch 2 specs to select game developers and showing them the likes of Epic's the Matrix Awakening Unreal Engine 5 tech demo. So, I mean, it is definitely well in development, you know, and Nintendo are now at the stage of showing developers, you know, what they can do with the Switch 2. But as far as when it releases, I'd say that the earliest it'll be the end of next year, at the earliest. But then again, why not Nintendo? As you mentioned, like Nintendo have yet to actually publicly, you know, mention the successor to the Switch. Like, so we really don't know, and it's going to be hard for Nintendo because they ain't known for their strong consoles. The funny thing is, Nintendo are known for the strong consoles. It depends on when you were born. It depends on how old you are. It depends on how well you know Nintendo, really. Because Nintendo, when Nintendo debuted in the home console market, their slogan was literally "Now you're playing with power." The NES. And the NES was far more powerful than any other home console on the market at that time. I mean, just look at the NES compared to the Atari. Big massive difference in quality of games. I mean, Atari didn't have games like The Legend of Zelda or Super Mario, so the NES was extremely powerful. The Super Nintendo, their slogan was "Now you're playing with superpower." The N64 had a lot more visual fidelity than PS1 games. The advantage that PlayStation had over the N64 was the CD-ROM technology. But what that meant was that you could store more on the disc. You could have cutscenes, you could have, movies, you could have CD quality music. But the actual graphical fidelity was better on N64. The GameCube was the most powerful hardware on the market at the time. It was only the Wii onwards Nintendo decided to focus primarily on innovation. So there's no reason why Nintendo can't return to power. Nintendo are definitely known for their power. Maybe not now, but they definitely were. So there's no reason why they can't decide to do what PS5 is doing by combining innovation with power. And because they're working now with NVIDIA, again, as I mentioned, they're working with a different chipset than PlayStation and Xbox. PlayStation and Xbox are home consoles, so they have a completely different chipset inside of them, whereas Nintendo is a handheld and uses mobile chips. So there's definitely a different feel there that they're actually playing with, Going through the eShop with all the lag is oh my god, that's definitely something they need to fix. There is quite a lot of lag, like when you're browsing through the library of such games. The library of fucking shovelware is just there. Daddy dating sims reaching more hentai than ever. Yeah. Game of the fucking year right there, isn't it? Salty? That's what she said. Sorry.
Action.
Do you have brutality? You got quite a few. How the hell is XXX? No, I can't do that. No, it's more. I find it hard to pull off these brutalities. I really, really do. Steam, Lenovo, and Asus already released. I don't even know what the fuck Lenovo is and Asus is. I think the handheld is why the Switch is that weak. I would prefer a bit stronger and no handheld. Then the Switch 2 is also a handheld. It may not be close. But the thing about it though is reliable people in the industry have verified that the Nintendo Switch 2 is powerful and is almost as powerful as PS5 because it's running the Unreal Engine 5 Matrix Awakening tech demo using DLS technology. You've got people coming out there saying that the Far Cry 7 is coming to the Switch 2. You've got people coming out there saying that Final Fantasy 7 Remake is up and running on Switch 2 hardware and looks just as good as the PS5 version. So, I mean, like, I find it interesting that some people pick and choose when they want to listen to reports and leaks. You know, when it's a state of play or a PlayStation Showcase, or when it's Silent Hill or Metal Gear Solid, you know, people are all talking about what a leaker said and what an insider said. But when it comes to Switch 2, people are like, no, that never happened. You know, so I find that quite interesting. But look, what people need to realise is the Switch is running on 2015. Is running on a 2015 chip. Now, when you consider what the Switch can do, right? When you consider that the Switch can handle The Witcher 3, and you consider it's a 2015 chip, it's a pretty powerful handheld. I wouldn't necessarily call the Switch weak for what it is as a handheld. You are right though, it isn't a console. That's why we have, you know, the technology of PS5, because PS5 is a home console and it uses console specs. But I think considering that the Switch is using a 2015 chip, it's a pretty powerful handheld. So now you consider that it's now 2023, right? The Switch launched in 2017. What kind of advanced NVIDIA chip could be running on the Switch? So I think it's very plausible. And we also have to realize how quickly mobile chips have advanced. Again, as I mentioned earlier, look at the iPhone 15. Look at what that is capable of. That's capable of running RE4 Remake because of the fact that they're using mobile chips. Mobile technology has advanced a lot further than console technology has.
Take one.
But yeah, man, I mean, if we're to believe what like insiders are saying and leakers are saying, you know, whenever we hear about a Metal Gear Solid collection or a Silent Hill collection or there's going to be a state of play next week, yada yada yada, well then according to those people, according to those reliable people, we are going to be getting a very, very beefy gaming system indeed from Nintendo. But look, nothing has been confirmed. I will close in saying that this has yet to be confirmed officially by Nintendo. Personally, I don't really care how powerful the Switch 2 is. I like playing my games on the go. I like what the Switch currently is and what it can currently do. But it is nice to kind of have a discussion about it, and it is nice to kind of have fun kind of predicting, you know, what the Switch is going to be, you know, power-wise, innovation-wise, you know, it's just interesting, nonetheless. Final tower ending, people. We're almost there now with Fire God Liu Kang. I really have saved the best for last there. Because I'm guessing like the Fire God Liu Kang is going to have like the most significant ending in the game. I mean, he is Fire God Liu Kang. He is the Titan who created this new timeline. So but as chat points out as well, I mean, look at the Steam. The Steam is a powerful handheld. When the Steam came out, everybody was like, look at the Steam, fuck Switch, you know, we got a powerful handheld. So there's a powerful handheld already on the market. And that released a couple of years back, right? And the fact that it released a couple of years back, I mean, obviously it was in development longer than like, before it released. So now apply that to the Switch 2, and obviously you're going to have a handheld that's going to be more powerful than the Steam Deck. And the Steam Deck is capable of running PC. The whole point of the Steam Deck is to run PC quality games on the go. And again, we have to remind ourselves that Nintendo used the player power all the way up until the GameCube. So it's very, very possible that we can have a very, very powerful Switch 2. Anyway, parking Switch 2 aside, back to Towers and MK1. I'm playing as Fire God Liu Kang. This is going to be the final tower ending. It's Fire God Liu Kang versus the Deadly Alliance. Now again, it's going to be really interesting to see what his ending is going to be. He's going to have the most significant ending out of all the fighters. Because he is the guy that created the new era. He's had a bit of a headache, really. I mean, he wanted to create this new era where it was up to mortals to decide whether they were going to live peacefully or not. But he did actually intervene with the destinies of the likes of Shang Tsung and Quan Chi to make sure that they were nobodies, basically. But what happened was, so he gets a headache. I mean, finds out that Shang Tsung's up to no good, then he finds out why. Because Shang Tsung from the other timeline exists. There's more than one timeline. Big massive fight at the end. Shang Tsung wants him to destroy all timelines, and more importantly including his. So I think that's obviously going to play a massive role in the ending. I mean, the threat of other timelines, the threat of other titans from those timelines. And that's one of the best parts about this story, in my opinion, is we've moved away from, you know, Shao Kahn from Outworld wants to invade Earthrealm. You know, we have invasions of timelines now, which is really, really interesting. It's amazing the Switch-inspired PC to make handhelds. There you go. And that's what's really funny. Do you know the way you have, obviously we have Nintendo haters. It's really funny though, in spite of all the hate that Nintendo gets, I mean, they remain the most inspirational video game company in the world. Like, people are still inspired by what Nintendo do. I mean, look at when the Wii launched. It was a laughing stock, wasn't it? But look at the sales. Obviously, Sony looked at the sales, and that's why we got the PlayStation Move. Obviously, Microsoft looked at the sales, and that's why we got Xbox Kinect. And with the Switch, I mean, at the start, people were like, again, oh, this is a laughing stock. I mean, is this a handheld? Oh, it's got shit graphics. And what happens? We get the Steam Deck. So, yes, Chad, you are very, very correct indeed. We're almost there. Let's get more tower to get the final blow. Come on. I want more tower to get the final blow. Never mind. Okay, here we go. Final tower ending. Fire God Liu Kang. We're going to see what happens next for Fire God Liu Kang. Tower endings are a direct continuation from the story mode, because Towers is an extension to the story mode. Lads, here we go. We made it. Final ending. Let's go.
My loyal partner had warned me. Reclaiming my power as Keeper of Time might have unforeseen consequences.
I forgot about that.
In this, as in most things, he proved prescient. The process I had undergone did irreparable harm to my body. Taking back my power had cost me my immortality.
Oh shit.
While my lifespan would still stretch across eons, I would one day perish. And if the war with Titan Shang Tsung taught me anything, it is that this timeline is not safe without a protector. Yet I had never given thought to choosing a successor. Who is it that could replace me and protect my new era? The answer, of course, is Geras.
What?
Tireless and meticulous, he is perfectly suited to be entrusted with this grave duty.
Show us, boss.
And no one knows better the temptations of the hourglass. I have no doubt
a good point.
He will be above them.
I was going to pick Raiden, but that's a good point. So, interesting. Yeah, I actually had forgotten that because of Fire God Liu Kang, because Fire God Liu Kang basically gave up his position of Keeper of Time, right? Because he wanted to just be the protector of Earthrealm, and he didn't want to be like Kronika. He didn't want to intervene as much as Kronika did. So he relinquished his power, basically. But now because of regaining his power, it would basically do damage to him. So he is no longer immortal. He will eventually now pass away, and he will eventually need a replacement. So Geras, it makes sense that Geras, because he was with the Hourglass this whole time when Fire God Liu Kang gave it up, and he didn't once was tempted by it. Yes, I was going to say Raiden, but Raiden is still Raiden is still so he only just he was a farmer not that long ago. You know what I mean? So I suppose he wouldn't be qualified to be the new Keeper of Time. But that's an interesting one now. Cool indeed. So yeah, that is it. I am going to do a dedicated live stream where I play through all the endings. I just don't know how long it would take. I'm thinking, will I get time now to play 24 character endings? There seem to be less than a minute. There do seem to be less than a minute. So I might just dedicate that to another live stream. There's a lot of people watching. He also seen the time. Do you know what? Let's get stuck in. I'm going to play all the endings in one go. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get time. Yeah, I'm going to get time for this. Okay, let's go. So we go to collection, We go to movies, and we're just going to play them from start to finish.
I couldn't believe that Liu Kang welcomed me in Earthrealm, or that he thought me worthy to study with his Shaolin masters. After a lifetime of wishing for one, I finally had a home. But my joy was tempered as I thought about Serena. My shadow sister was still under Quan Chi's yoke, and she deserved a life free of him as much, if not more, than I. Quan Chi and my other sisters proved tenacious, but they were no match for my blade. I snatched Serena from them. Then Liu Kang helped me break Quan Chi's spell. Her mind free of his influence for the first time in years, Serena chose to join me in Earthrealm. My sister and I once again fight side by side. Only now we do so for Earthrealm. Together, we have formed the Order of Light.
The formation of the Order of Light, lads.
While the regime had changed, little else had. My people still suffered in silence, ignored by the rest of Outworld. Though now I knew Empress Melina's secret, that she was also afflicted with Tarkat. If anyone would help, it would be her. But how to get an audience? Syzoth. He was the Empress's new emissary to the Zaterrans. I asked him to introduce us. At great personal risk, he agreed. And as I'd prayed, the Empress was willing to meet. Even better, she would visit the colony. She was shocked to see how we lived. She moved quickly to provide for our care and comfort. Thanks to the Empress and Syzoth, we Tarkatans are no longer pariahs. Until our disease can be cured, that will do.
Very good, Melina. And then Garrus ties in with very good Liu Kang's ending, actually.
The barriers between timelines had been rebuilt. There was no question that they could again be broken. Protecting this timeline would require eternal vigilance, so that it could not fall victim to further outside aggression. But nothing in my countless lifetimes had prepared me for this task. In none of them had multiple timelines ever coexisted. Monitoring them for threats was an entirely novel problem. It would require a novel solution. I discovered that though the timelines no longer touched, their meeting had left them intertwined. I can now secretly surveil all timelines, keeping watch for potential danger. It pleases me to do this service for the new era. Lord Liu Kang may rest assured that it is secure.
He's like an elder god there.
Quan Chi's defeat had cost me everything. For months I had furthered his plot, and now I had to start over. Saito's people were still in chains. That's when Rain approached me. On the run from Empress Melina, he was desperate for help. And though I'd had my fill of sorcerers, this one was different. I agreed to provide him safe haven. He agreed to help topple Saito's government. And topple it we did. Rain summoned a wave so fast, so powerful, that it crushed the capital. Saito's fascist rulers were swept away. My people are finally free. They can chart their own course, needing only to follow their own desires. Their lives are now blessed by anarchy.
So Havoc is obviously in the Chaos realm, and he's all about chaos and anarchy. This is a good ending.
Since this whole thing kicked off, I'd wondered why Liu Kang chose me to be a champion. I mean, sure, I was killing it as a martial arts star, but it's one thing when it's all for show. It's different when you're playing for keeps. Then Liu Kang let me in on his master plan. He wanted the masses to know about the world beyond them, the one filled with gods and monsters, and he wanted me to tell them about it. But I knew revealing the truth all at once would be too shocking of a plot twist for most. That's why I pitched doing a bunch of stories, to slowly get people used to it. And if there's one thing I can do, besides kick ass in combat, it's build a cinematic universe. I'm serving up movies, streaming series, games, you name it. I like that I'm doing a public service. And it doesn't hurt that I'm making more than a few bucks. It's the kind of synergy that would make any studio mogul proud.
That's a really good ending right there, like. Johnny Cage making movies to make people more aware. This is fantastic.
Against the Yakuza, but I found one in Special Agent Jackson Briggs.
Jackson Briggs!
He'd heard gangsters plotting to kill me on a wiretap and came calling, hoping I'd be his informant. We planned to part ways when we got the job done, but then Shang Tsung showed up to steal Sento. Needless to say, Jackson had questions. It blew his mind to hear that the stories in Johnny's movies were real. Once the shock wore off, Jackson quickly sized up the threats Earthrealm faced. To deal with them, he got his bosses at the FBI to form the Outworld Investigation Agency.
Outworld Investigation Agency.
When he asked me to sign on, I hesitated. After all, me? A government agent? But it's an important job. And more importantly to me, an honest living.
It's like I'm in the Black, Outworld Investigation Agency. Oh my god. His endings are fantastic, like.
General Shao's revolt left Outworld's armies in tatters. We were vulnerable to enemies both foreign and domestic. That's why my sister asked me to take command, to stitch her military back together and purge Shao's loyalists within it. She trusted only me with the task. The soldiers, however, had little faith. They thought me a spoiled dilettante, unprepared and unfit to serve. That I could fight mattered little. All that mattered was that I wasn't one of them. I finally earned their loyalty by orchestrating an epic victory over Shao and his rebels. Though the general himself escaped, his forces were smashed. For as long as I am able, I will lead the Empress's armies in defense of Outworld. Through strength, we will achieve peace.
Kung Lao.
It was inevitable that the Shaolin Masters had me join them. They knew just how much future initiates could learn from me. Shujinko was one of my
Look at this chat.
greatest. His ability to absorb anyone's powers and skills was amazing. With the right training, he could become our greatest champion. I knew that I alone could give it to him. But as his proficiency grew, so did his ego. In love with himself and his power, Shujinko became a threat to the realms.
But watch what happens here now.
He hadn't learned humility, because I wasn't the one who could teach it. I should have listened to Raiden's warning and not tried to train Shujinko alone.
Watch what Liu Kang does here.
After he was subdued, Shujinko's accumulated abilities and memories were taken from him. He is once again a new initiate.
Fairy God Liu Kang can do
ready
that.
to begin his training.
Isn't that interesting?
This time, Raiden and I train Shujinko together. He will become the champion he is destined to be. And I will fulfill my duties humbly and cooperatively.
As her reign began, Empress Melina faced many challenges. To meet them,
Indeed,
she turned to
Chad.
the people she trusted. Her sister to lead her army.
Endings are
me
fantastic,
to
Chad.
lead her Imperial police. Though I missed Empress Sindel dearly, I was glad my ties with her family had been mended. But while it was an honor to be made responsible for Outworld's internal security, I soon realized accepting the appointment was a mistake. I'm not cut out to be a bureaucrat, nor am I patient enough to navigate the Imperial Court's politics. I was at my best patrolling Sundo's streets, when I could feel the city's pulse and serve and protect its citizens directly. That's why I resigned my post and resumed my role as Sundo's first constable. I end each day knowing I've made a difference.
Yeah, Chad, Liu Kang can't catch a break. He can't, like... Remember when he's like, when he one of the Shang Tsung was like up to something no good, he was like, go on, or something, continue, or something. It's like...
My
It's
loyal
so funny.
partner had warned me. Reclaiming my power as Keeper of Time might have unforeseen consequences. In this, as in most things, he proved prescient. The process I had undergone did irreparable harm to my body. Taking back my power had cost me my immortality. While my lifespan would still stretch across eons, I would one day perish. And if the war with Titan Shang Tsung taught me anything, it is that this timeline is not safe without a protector. Yet I had never given thought to choosing a successor. Who is it that could replace me and protect my new era? The answer, of course, is Geras. Tireless and meticulous, he is perfectly suited to be entrusted with this grave duty. And no one knows better the temptations of the hourglass. I have no doubt he will be above them.
Though
Empress
worried
Melina.
about how the public might react, I met with Baraka to discuss his Tarkatans. Speaking from his heart, he moved me. I agreed to visit his colony and see how his people lived. The conditions were atrocious. This was one of my mother's few mistakes. Like all Outworlders, she treated Tarkatans with scorn. What they deserved from us was compassion. And the only way to get it for them was to reveal my affliction. To show all my subjects that even an Empress could get Tarkat. The scandal my revelation caused was intense. But with the help of Kitana and Tanya, I emerged from it a stronger Empress than ever. My honesty, empathy, and resolve won over my remaining doubters. There is no longer any question that I am fit to lead the Empire.
Shujinko versus Unaga again. Chad, that would be epic, as they say. Megan Fox.
One cheese plot collapsed. Along with it, my plan to secure new beings to feed my starving people. Because I'd advocated for partnering with him, I was held responsible. If I didn't seize for Viternus' new feeding grounds, the Coven would banish me. But then, I had a revelation. I didn't need to conquer realms to feed my people. I simply needed to capture enough beings to breed them. Once they multiply, Viternus will have a limitless, renewable source of food. And I only need a few thousand to start. A number so small compared to the billions in the realms that no one will notice as people go missing. But it will be more than enough to establish our breeding stock and feed a ravenous Veternus.
That's just the documentary on Megan Fox right there, like. That's a day in the life of Megan Fox. That's what that is.
Were it not for my godly counterpart, I would not have survived the battle against Titan Shang Tsung. Meeting him, though, raised questions. Why did I replace him in this new era? Why was I made mortal? Lord Liu Kang told me of his Raiden's nobility and righteousness, about his steadfast leadership in the defense of Earthrealm. He also told me about Raiden's dark side, how he could be consumed by rage and cast aside the rules he otherwise lived by. Making me mortal and incapable of such anger was to keep me from following in his footsteps. Though I understood the reasons why, I felt I had been done a disservice. To survive the coming battles, I may need the edge that only great rage can bring. As the Shaolin couldn't aid me, I sought out someone who could. Someone to stoke the fire within me and teach me to master it. For this, I could have no better teacher than the Shirai Ryu's Grand Master.
I feel like Raiden is going to get somehow corrupted, to be honest with you. Megan Fox ending is what happened in the Blade movies. Oh, really? I actually haven't seen those movies for a long while. Raiden's ending is kind of sad, really.
By Empress Melina, I joined Havoc's crusade in Sido. There, I summoned more magic than I thought possible, and drowned out the old regime. Havoc's longed-for anarchy had been achieved. He was more than satisfied. But I was left empty and broken. Had I been satisfied as Outworld's High Mage, not let myself be tempted by Shang Tsung, a great city would not now lay in ruins. I've caused devastation, ended thousands of lives, all because of my blind ambition. I've betrayed my oath, my sovereign, and my realm. These high crimes merit punishment, and I'll accept whatever the Empress gives me. My only ambition now is to one day be forgiven.
Very interesting ending, though, isn't it? It kind of comes out of nowhere, like. Reiko, Chad.
General Shao freed from prison, we began raising a new army against the royal family. Though many were eager recruits, few were good at soldiering. It was so bad, the general was forced to change tactics. He decided that we needed a doomsday weapon.
Look at this, Chad.
That weapon isn't a thing, though. It is a monster.
Unaga.
Onaga, the Dragon King. The general told me the old legends were true. That his ancient ancestor defeated Onaga, trapping him deep inside Mount Sagan. The Dragon King is still there today. His pent-up fury waiting to be unleashed. Because Onaga is so dangerous, the general wouldn't risk trying to tame him before. But now, he feels we have no choice. Though I likely won't survive, I accept this mission gladly. I can think of no greater honor than to give my life in the general's service.
The return of the Dragon King. Unaga.
After fleeing Outworld, I hadn't expected to return. But then, I also hadn't expected the new Empress to make me an offer I couldn't refuse.
Yep, still alive.
To thank me for helping stop General Shao's rebellion, she asked me to be her emissary to the Zaterrans. going home. Bearing the seal of the royal house, I would show, once and for all, that my mutation wasn't to be feared. That it wasn't a source of shame. To my surprise, I was welcomed. But those warm smiles hid a dark secret. I stumbled upon a trove of official records, which showed that my shape-shifting ability isn't unique. Many Zaterrans are born with it, but are killed by their government to keep it from spreading. Who started this barbaric policy? Who is now enforcing it is unknown. But I will find out. And I will put an end to this madness.
Yeah, I know that too. Onaga seems to be a giant in MK1, like an actual giant.
No sooner had Titan Shang Tsung been defeated than Bihan and his loyalists hunted us down. Outnumbered, we fled to Japan.
Look at this chat.
There, we sought refuge from an old family friend. As children, we played together. But Harumi Shirai was a woman now.
Shirai?
Head of her clan. Her strength, beauty, and intellect awed me. Also incensed by Bihan's betrayal, Harumi agreed to help me forge a new clan. One that would stand against him and defend Earthrealm. Her aid proved invaluable. And as time went on, we grew closer. To honor Harumi and pay respects to my new bride, I named the clan after her, calling it the Shirai Ryu.
Shirai Ryu.
Now
That's a tongue twister.
against my brother begins in earnest. The Shirai Ryu won't rest until Bihan is defeated and the Lin Kuei's honor restored.
So this is the new origin story for the Shirai Ryu and Lin Kuei. Shang Tsung.
After escaping Lei Chin prison, I was hounded by the Imperial Police. I needed a place to hide and to recuperate while I plotted the best way forward. I knew the remote canton of my youth would be perfect. To escape capture, I traveled by sea. Little did I know that a gargantuan storm was brewing. My tiny craft was smashed apart. I closed my eyes, waiting to drown, hoping that the Netherrealm wouldn't claim my soul. But when I reopened them, I found myself not in hell, but on a deserted island. From its ruins, I could tell that great sorcerers had once lived there. In the caves beneath the ruins, I found what I can only describe as a well of souls. Once I learn how to wield its power, I will become invincible.
Another origin story explaining how Shang Tsung, gets his immortality abilities by stealing from the Well of Souls. General Shah.
The battle had been lost, but the war isn't over. I won't stop fighting until I take Outworld's throne. That they thought Lei Chin prison would hold me is laughable. Once free, I began planning my next campaign. I would need an unstoppable army to overthrow Melina. Unfortunately, most of my former soldiers lacked the courage to rally to my standard. Rebuilding my army would require finding new recruits. And that task is proving easier than expected. Outworld's golden age has left more than a few behind. Without hope, without power, they eagerly heed my call to tear down Melina's government.
Well, that's actually true, yeah. But he has an unlimited supply of souls, no, probably. That's what it probably is. I got a little bit mixed up.
As the darkness enveloped me, I took a long last look at my family. I did not expect to see them again, until their souls joined mine in the living forest. But miraculously, my beloved husband delivered me from oblivion. Though he couldn't save my body, Jared had preserved my soul. Like him and countless others, I am now a part of Ermac. Yet ours is not a peaceful repose. The collected souls within Ermac have their own needs and agendas. Before we can speak as one, we must first reach consensus. I had thought, as the former rulers of Outworld, I and Jared would hold sway. But here we are, two souls among many thousands, fighting for the right to be heard. And if there is one thing we do well together, it is fight. We will win the right to govern Ermac as we once had governed Outworld. And we will rule for the benefit of all.
So we saw Sindel die in the main story mode. This is the continuation now with her character ending in Towers. Look at Smoke's ending. Chad, watch this.
Kuai Liang and I were working hard to build our new clan. But even with the help of his close friend Harumi, it was difficult. The biggest problem was finding the right initiates. Then, one night, while walking outside Harumi's compound, I was attacked. I thought at first it was a Lin Kuei assassin, but his strikes were too uncertain, too angry. My attacker, it turns out, was a boy. Homeless and hungry, his assault was born of desperation. He needed money so that he could eat. It was like looking at myself 15 years ago. I would have ended up just like him if the Lin Kuei hadn't taken me in. So I took the boy to Kuai Liang, who also appreciated his fire. We made him our first initiate. The boy's name? Hanzo Hasashi.
Hanzo Hasashi. That's Hanzo Hasashi's origin story in MK1.
I had broken the Lin Kuei free of Liu Kang's enslavement. We were now masters of our destiny, and could take our place among Earthrealm's great nations. But taking and holding territory would require a vast army. I needed more fighters to make our presence felt. Then I recalled Shang Tsung's dragon warriors. An army of them would be unstoppable. But trafficking in such strong magic would surely draw Liu Kang's attention. Sector advised that we avoid detection by building our army using science, not sorcery.
Awesome indeed.
We've invested much into this endeavor, and we are beginning to see results. Once again proving the depths of Sector's genius. When we are done, all of Earthrealm will honor our desires and heed our demands. If not, they will face the Lin Kuei's wrath.
The Cyber Initiative origin story.
Until recently, I hadn't met Li Mei, but I had heard the stories. How the Umgadi's matron superior blamed her for not preventing Emperor Jared's murder. How she quit in disgrace rather than accept punishment. But those stories didn't fit the woman I now knew. Li Mei would never have been so negligent. Eventually, I uncovered the truth. The failures and mistakes which led to the Emperor's murder, they resulted from poor decisions made by the matron superior themselves. They made Li Mei their scapegoat. When the Empress found out, she wanted the Umgadi disbanded. But I convinced her that it could be reformed. To make sure it did, she put me in charge. I am humbled by this sacred responsibility. The Umgadi, my sisters, they are my life. I will not let them be brought down by the acts of a selfish few.
Protectors of Outworld. And that is it. We could watch the credits for a bit. Let's watch the credits for as long as I can, as we kind of talk too, kind of round off. I'm going to turn the volume down on my headset because I will probably have to end the live stream soon. So that is the end of the campaign. The main single player mode in Mortal Kombat 1 for now. For now. Story mode complete. Towers complete, but invasions changes every 6 weeks. So there will be more story and more content added to invasions as the months go on. It's been really fun playing through the campaign. I love how interconnected everything is. As I always point out, campaign is divided into 3 parts. There is the main story mode, which introduces you to the story of Mortal Kombat 1, introduces you to the story of the fighters. We see what's going on in their lives, what they're getting up to, what they're fighting for, what they're going through, and all of that. Invasions continues the theme of other timelines, the threats of other timelines. The boss of Season 1 in Invasions is a Scorpion Titan Scorpion from another timeline, who finds out that his wife has married Bihan Sub-Zero, so he's enraged and he's attacking Fire God Liu Kang's timeline. And Towers, and by the way, Invasions, again as I mentioned, it will be renewed every 6 months with a new story and a new boss. Towers then is basically the extension of the story mode. So you find out what happens next to all of those fighters in Towers, which we're just seeing there. So I have to say, Mortal Kombat 1 has the best story mode ever. Everything combined, the character endings from Towers, the main story mode itself, it is just quality experience. No Kano. No. Well, not every fighter was mentioned. There was no Sonya Blade reference. There was quite a few. No Shinnok reference. There's quite a few fighters that weren't referenced, but no Kano reference, unfortunately. No Kano reference. So, with the campaign complete for now until Season 2 of Invasions comes out, I will be moving on to online. Now, online can be a very intimidating experience, to be quite honest with you. You know, when you go from enjoying yourself playing a single player content to getting your ass handed to you in online by really skillful players, it can be quite daunting. It can be quite intimidating. You can kind of get really intimidated. It can almost take away the fun of the game in ways. So how I'm going to approach online this time around, even though I did pretty well with Mortal Kombat 11, and I did pretty well with the pre-order beta of MK1. I got something like 90 odd wins in MK1's pre-order beta. I'm not going to approach it from a competitive viewpoint. It's just a fun mode. It's fun to play against other players. That is my incentive. I know people are going to have a bit of fun in the live chat. I know people are going to say oh, you got your ass kicked, or oh my god, you did really good there. You're really a pro player, or something like that. Depending on whether I win or lose. But I really have to work on my mentality in order to fully enjoy very intimidating world of online. So far I have 2 friends who have MK1. Sabertac has MK1, Aiden has MK1, so it'd be fun to play against friends and anyone else who gets MK1. But it's another part of MK. It's another part of the MK1 experience, playing against other players online. And obviously there's Combat League as well, so you can rank up in Combat League and you can get rewards like skins and gear as well. So playing online would be, this time around, it'll be more of a fun experience than a competitive experience. Especially the teabagging and the combo heads and the just insanely talented MK players. So I'm actually going, that's it, really. That's it for this live stream. That's it for the campaign for now. As I mentioned, I will be focusing on online next in Mortal Kombat 1. So thank you very much for watching the live stream. I hope you enjoyed. Appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.